Question of the day. One, did you want to say I told you so? 253-833-5004 is that number to call, or text us 253-293-5069. So this question, I couldn't pick out just one.
Did you not? Sometimes it's tough.
Yeah, I had a bunch of different answers.
Mm-hmm.
I like to, my mom and I go back and forth saying who's the smartest in our family. My mom's
it's me.
Yeah.
And you both look at your youngest brother and you're like, him.
Yeah, basically. But or just who was always right. And my mom, it freaks me out. My mom is right about damn near everything. When she's wrong about
Your
something.
mom is a smart lady. She really is.
She is, and she's wise within her age. And anyway, so there's times where...
You hear that, Mom? He just called you old.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. I just said in her age. Her age is...
29.
She's a very wise dinosaur.
29.
Anyway, so there... But see, my mom's smart about things, but she forgets
A lot.
a lot. Like if I tell... I don't really have to say what I'm doing anymore. You know, I don't have to ask for permission to
Right.
go out. I just do out of respect for them because I am still living at their house currently.
Sure.
And so I will text her or I will call her and I'll be like, hey, I'm going to go out and have a few drinks. I'm not going to be home until super late if I come home at all. Okay. And so lately, and I don't know why, I do know why. She probably has just a lot on her mind. She doesn't realize it. But I will tell her, hey, I'm going to go to Seattle for the day. I'm going to go to Beer Fest. And she's like, okay. And so Beer Fest comes along. I get like 30 calls, text messages, whatever.
You're in Seattle.
Like, where?
Doing whatever.
Yeah, where are you?
Yeah.
I'm at Beer Fest. She's like, you never told me that.
Yep.
Yes,
Well,
I
that's
did.
my favorite.
Yeah.
What?
It's like, no, you didn't. It's like, I told Dad that before I left, and I also told Nene, who lives next door, I know for a fact I told you. And it's like, no, you didn't. She gets home, talks to Dad. It's like, oh, yeah, he totally told us. She's like, wait, he told me? Like, yeah. I'm like,
I told you.
in your face!
You stupid.
In your face!
I hate
That-
that argument, though, because I have such a terrible memory.
You
that
do.
I think sometimes I did say something.
Mm-hmm.
And then
We know.
sometimes I know for a fact that they didn't say it, and especially my mom, she has a bad memory too. So it's two people with bad memory arguing about who remembered correctly.
Something that's been happening really like recently with my parents, ever since my little brother moved away to college, I've noticed that my parents don't have the distraction of him being him. And so they can like notice me more often. But what I've started to, I know that's fine, I don't care. What I've started to notice is that when I tell one of them something, I have to tell the other one because they don't tell each other that I've told them something.
Yeah.
So if I tell it, like, if I text my mom, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be out for probably a while. I'm probably going to end up staying at, I'm going to stay at Joe's. I'm going to probably stay at Joe's tonight. My mom will be like, okay, that's cool. I'll see you tomorrow or something. And then I get a call, like, frantic call from my dad about an hour later being like, where are you? Oh my God. And I'm like, Dad, I told Mom that I was going to be gone tonight. I didn't know that. I was like, well, I would assume that she would have told you.
I'm pretty sure you guys are married. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure you're
I
supposed
was
to
like,
communicate every now and then.
I think you guys are supposed to talk.
Not even a little.
It's gotten to the point where I was in my room the other day and I'm just playing video games in my room and I'm watching like Netflix or something and I'm just sitting there and my dad comes in, he opens the door to my room and he goes, hey, me and Mom are going to go get dinner or something. We'll be back in a while. And I go, okay, see ya.
Oh, yeah.
My dad closes the door and then next thing I know, my mom opens the door and goes, hey, we're going to dinner. We'll see you later. I'm like, Dad just told me. It's ridiculous.
Awesome.
Parallel
really-
universe.
it's
Walk
really
past
weird.
each other down the hall.
Yeah, they just kind of like they do like the
You think
sup. They just do the sup nod when they walk by each other. Now they don't even communicate.
You think they're just messing with you now?
I think they might be like because it's gotten to that point where it's happened so many times where I think they're doing it just to mess with my head.
You know how you'll tell if they're messing with you or not? You'll be in your room again, like you said, playing video games or
Yeah.
watching Netflix, and your dad will walk in like, hey, don't come in your mom in my room for a little bit. I'm going to bang the crap out of your mom. And then close the door, you're like, oh, I don't want to hear it. And then your mom would come in like, hey, your father's going to really bang me up good.
All right, all right.
Too far.
That's too far.
It's
man.
not too far. Trust me, it's
too far.
It probably is too far for a lot of people, to be honest with you. But my family is
Yeah.
so
It is
Damn
Family is
open about
super
it.
open.
It is weird.
I was at the Mystical Scommons who used to run Scossum Sundays. We were at his place, and his mom, like, we're just there, we're watching like wrestling or something. He keeps texting his mom like, "What does your mom want?" And he goes, "She wants to know if we're gonna be at the house here later today." And I'm like, "Why does she want to know that?" She goes, "Because her and my stepdad want to do it while we're not here." And so she keeps texting me and asking me, and I keep giving her non-answers. So he keeps being like, "I don't know, maybe." And so she's getting more and more pissed off as the day goes along. And his mom finally comes home, and she is absolutely raging mad. It's super funny.
See, and like that's normal for me. I don't know. Like I
know
grew
we were
up-
playing some game, and it was his Joe's family, so his mom, dad, his brothers and sisters, and then me. And it started out as a normal game, and then it's like I wouldn't call it a board game, but
What are we playing?
what is it called?
I don't.
Tabletop?
The one
Was
where you
it-
hold up the paddles.
Oh,
Ping pong?
No, I don't remember what
Good
it
guess,
is.
though.
It's almost like the majority rules kind of deal, as in like somebody would
You write down.
You know what?
Oh.
It's
if you've ever played apples, it's kind of like apples to apples, but with your
own answer, so you
Okay.
write it
answers.
up.
Let's put it that way.
And then I think it was the one where you choose who said each one, right? Like you
Yes.
write the name of who said it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it started out as a normal game, and then it started turning like very sexual,
Really fast.
really fast.
Yep.
And I
which is weird because you have a younger brother who's very young.
Yeah.
And this was the first time I've pretty much met his
parents.
family, his
Oh,
parents.
dear.
And it's like step 3 of the program, and it's full blown.
It's very, very
Yeah,
open.
it is not like PG kind of sex, like mommy and daddy love each other, blah blah blah. This is like pretty much rated R, like raunchy talking, and
and
like,
so I joined in a little.
yeah,
Of course you did. Like when it gets so open like that, you just kind of flow with it. Like
Or you get really awkward and
eventually,
Yeah.
it's either one or the other. Eventually, because I hung out with the Mystical Scommons like family so much, I was around that house so often, it got to the point where I was joking around with his mom constantly.
yeah.
Constantly. But if you barely know these people like you did, it's like you're just kind of you pet the dog.
It basically.
pet
I mean,
it
that's
up.
why people either love coming to my house or I never really have them over again. My buddies from Auburn, like my buddies Josh and Mitch and Noah and all of them, they used to come over to my house for family game night all the time because we would do exactly that, and they would get on it and they would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Like
Get
they would
on
have they would try.
Jump on it. Jump on it.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I grew up, I guess, a little different. And
Yeah.
I prefer it that way because why be a prude? Question of the day. When did you want to say I told you so? 253-833-5004, or you can text us 253-293-5069.
Something that I did yesterday was I helped a buddy out. He's moving into a new place, and I helped him go get furniture because my dad has a huge truck, and we just threw like all of his stuff in the back of the truck and started moving it. Well, we also went and picked up a bunch of IKEA furniture, and he's looking at me. He's like, "Man, I'm paying X amount of money for this IKEA furniture. I hope it's good." I'm like, I looked at him, and I was like, "Dude, it's IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be good."
Yeah.
And he goes, "Shut up, man! I'm paying like $200." I was like, "Dude."
I was
It's
just,
IKEA furniture, and we finally get it back to the place, and I'm helping him like set this thing up and
Good
like
luck.
put it together. We get it together, but along the way, it's like chunks of it are coming off. It's styrofoam furniture, dude. And
Yeah.
he's like, "I can't believe how badly put together this is." And I'm like, "Dude, you bought IKEA furniture.
I was thinking
It's
about
not
going
good."
to IKEA. I wasn't going to buy anything important, like something that would hold a heavy object like a TV stand or a bookcase or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I was just going to buy a little
Pair of
almost
scissors, something.
yeah,
Some little thing.
something to like hold clothes, like a pair of pants maybe, like a
Like
shelf.
a hanger.
Like not a hanger, but like almost like a shelf. And I was wondering, because that's not going to hold anything heavy. Pants and shirts.
Yeah.
And maybe a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I should risk it for that. Because how expensive is IKEA?
It's not too bad.
It's not it's actually
pretty
pretty cheap.
reasonable.
Yeah,
Dude,
Is it pretty cheap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually not bad.
But the cheaper you buy the stuff, it is going to be worse.
It
Yeah.
is.
I think part of the reason it's cheaper is because you also have to assemble it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is it's cheaper because you put it together yourself, so you're liable for all the damage.
Dude, I don't know. IKEA, like, I know a lot of people like have beef with it, but I've bought multiple things. My girlfriend
Oh,
buys
yeah.
stuff, and like they work just fine.
It's a
Like,
little-
they work fine, but
it's
it's
a little
like
rickety, but it
yeah,
works.
it works absolutely fine, but like when you expect it to be absolutely pristine and the best piece of whatever that you're getting, it's like, no.
You don't expect
You're
that.
gonna kick this thing and a piece of it's gonna fall off. That's how it's gonna be.
Yeah.
My favorite way to say I told you so isn't like an actual you won the argument. It's more of convincing your friends to do something
What do you mean?
by calling them a wussy or something.
Dude,
And then when they can't, you just say I kind of like told you so.
Yeah.
And it makes them so much madder that they occasionally try it again, even if it's something stupid like jumping from a house roof to a house roof. That's actually happened. It's not a made-up story.
Don't do that, kids. Stay in school. Don't do drugs.
And then
Guns
you
are
tell
bad.
them I told you so, and even if they're injured, like their ankles swollen, they'll try it again.
Oh, of course
Yeah.
they will, because you challenged their manhood.
I was just about to bring that up. Like, I don't know what's worse. Like, when you get told you can't do it, and then you try, and then do it
That's
again.
like when
and
your
then it's like,
parent-
I told you so.
That's like when your parents tell you can't do something when you're a kid. You're like,
Because
I'm gonna do that.
when it starts off saying you can't do it, sometimes you think it's an actual you can't do this, so you try to
Literally,
prove your manhood.
yeah.
But then when they say I told you so, it's kind of a I made you do this. I played puppeteer almost.
Yeah, I held you by the strings.
See, and it plays into your manhood, and then the whole "I told you so" afterwards. It's almost like saying "I told you, you're not a man," and then it's just like, dude,
Oh,
that hurts. Like,
stabbing
Hurts
deep.
deep.
yeah, it really does. I'm not.
I couldn't throw this quarter into a cup. I'm not a man.
I can feel my genitalia shrinking as I speak.
I'm sorry. I have bad issues with that.
You do. Like, if something
Shrinkage.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cold out. But I mean, like, if something like that happens, like you do something, like you try and do, like it's happened to me when I used to skate. Like when you do something like told you
that's
couldn't,
the best part.
told you couldn't do it, and you're like, well, I'm gonna do it again, and then you just hurt yourself again.
I was the exact opposite. I was like, I can't.
yeah.
I'm gonna-
You just accepted. You're like, yep, not a
I'm
man.
gonna go grab a pop.
That's how I got my snowboarding injury.
Yeah, with your knee.
Yeah, because I was like, you can't do this. I'm
Somebody
like, "Watch
challenged. Somebody challenged your manhood.
Me. Yep.
That's 90% of male injuries.
Yep.
That's a fact right there. It's statistic.
Yeah, I didn't make that up.